The dates are not on the pages, so you could read it at your own pace around the Easter season. And because we believe that the gospel applies to every day, you totally could read this in December. It's the same. So it is through the book of John. The concept, to me, the theme of Easter Matters, it says it in the title, How the Resurrection of Jesus Changes You. And as we talk about primarily your identity in Christ. And that's the foundation of our faith, completely. And I found it myself a struggle to really not just define what that means, but how to live in that. That's the foundation of my life. And so each of the chapter titles are a descriptive word of who you are in Christ. And that chapter of John, how Jesus proved that as he treated the people on earth in that way.
Anna Nash and Katy Shelton joining us today here on the Meeting House on Faith Radio, the co-authors of the book Easter Matters, How the Resurrection of Jesus Changes You, a 40-day devotional. We are in Charlotte at the CPE 2020 Winter Show. That is the Christian Product Expo, Faith Radio Meeting House Media Central, here on non-commercial Faith Radio. Well, Katy, let's talk about this particular book, Easter Matters. Now, was I correct when I said that the Christmas book, Christmas Matters, 24 chapters of Luke and then first chapter of John was Christmas morning?
Yes.
So now you pick up with the first chapter of John for this book.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume a little bit of a different approach to that material?
Yes. So we start in the first chapter of John, which has John the Baptist preparing the way for Jesus. And that's kind of where we pick up. And then we kind of move into the theme of like what Anna was talking about, identity in Christ. And that just means to me who we are in relation to Christ. Like, who am I in relation to him? And we have a chapter in there based on chapter 15, which is called Connected, and that really speaks to us being connected to him as the vine. He's the vine and we are the branches. And so we are really connected to him, and he has adopted us into his family if we believe in him. And so once you're adopted, you are there to stay. You're permanent. And that's kind of how, like Anna said, how we have approached the book of John, with really keeping in mind that we are in that family of royalty, and we are permanently there in his. And that defines who we are, not who we think who we are, not who your friends or your family or whoever defines you, but it's how he defines us as a child of his. And, all the words, we're precious and we're connected and we're beloved and forgiven and worthy. And those are not necessarily the words of the title, but those are all the things.
Yeah. So as we conclude, Anna, let me ask you this. We talk about our identity in Christ, and the two of you in this book, Easter Matters, really highlighted how Jesus responded to people based on these different concepts. So the subtitle says How the Resurrection of Jesus Changes You. So we can say that we are these various things in Christ. So what difference does and can that make in the life of a believer?
Yeah, so the word does tell us that we are new in Christ, and that the old has passed away, the new has come, and we have a new record. And because of that, and that we're given Jesus' record on the cross, with the knowledge of that God sees me like he sees his son, is quite unbelievable. I believe that the way that makes a difference every day in my life is I'm a more secure person. I'm less attached to the voices of the world and the voices in my head telling me lies about who I am. As I focus on Jesus and who he says I am in him, it allows me to walk in freedom, to love freely, to give freely, and serve freely, and not be so bound by the entrapments of insecurity and insufficiency.